Hey all, happy Tuesday! Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together here. All right, we are working on, it doesn't look like much now, but that is our raven embroidery. Here's the finished one. We are doing it all one color, the pretty black color. So let's just keep going. All right, you guys. So we got, I think we got pretty far on this yesterday. We did all the fly stitches in the wing, and we even tucked down here and got a part of the leaf and part of this next vine here. So, all right, let's just keep going. I do have a piece ready to go already. Let me grab my needle. So tonight I do want to get around the bird. It would be awesome to actually finish the bird tonight. But the neat thing about working with just one color is you can kind of just veer off whenever you want. I'm going to try threading the other end. So we were able to just get that leaf started down there and get this vine started just to basically use up some more thread when we're done with the wing. All right, so I'm going to start here. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. We could do like a triangle and then jump up and do the other half. I don't know, that might be an okay way to do it. So I'm going to just weave into the backs of some stitches to get started. And we'll go from there. Hey Arlene, oops. I always do that. I look up to start reading comments and then I pull thread out on the second pass. Catherine and Adrian are here. Nice to see you. And there we go. Pass number 3. Zoop. Okay. Let's start off by, I think, just finishing this line up here. I think we probably ran out at that point. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get this line in. I think, oh gosh, I don't know. I think maybe going all the way around the outside and then cutting through. Maybe that'll work. All the small lines are a single strand that we will do later. Hey, Cassie. And actually, I could just jump over to this eyeball right away. Now, normally I don't like jumping across a piece with black, but there's such a small little jump that I think why not in this case. All right, so we got a circle here, and then the inside circle is Satin Stitch. So I do kind of like doing hexagons for circles. This is a kind of a bigger circle, though I could have maybe added a few more stitches in it to make it even rounder looking, but we'll just stick with our hexagon to mimic a circle. Ooh, guys, it's day 2 of our 40% off kit sale. So that's all of our kits except for Embroidery of the Month, which is this one. So all the other kits, though, are, including former Embroidery of the Months, are on sale till the end of the month here. It's our biggest kit sale for sure. All right, I'm going to do this Satin Stitch in the eye, and I'm just going to start in the middle of the eye here. That's kind of funny. It looks, we got a lizard eye now. But I'm going to just start in the middle. I kind of like starting in the middle for circles like that. And then I'm going to go to the one side, and then I'll come back and go to the second side. You guys, it's summer here again. I feel like I'm so overdressed. I have super warm sweatpants and a sweatshirt on, and in my head it's ooh, I'm feeling fall and it's so nice. And then it's 89 degrees out today. So I'm definitely overheated right now. All right, I don't think we need any more after that. There, that's looking like a nice little circle in there. Perfect. All right, I'm going to just jump back over to this beak. And like I said, I think I'll go all the way around the outside, and then I'll come back and get this line down the middle, and then I'll have to, like, jump. So a little bit more jumping around than I'd like, but I couldn't figure out, like, like those drawings where, like, you have to, like, can you draw this whole drawing without picking up your finger and without, like, jumping to a different spot? So, couldn't figure out a good way to do that here. Harleen says it's only 50s there today. So by Friday, we're supposed to be at, like, 57 or so. So, and rainy, but we're losing, like, 30 degrees in a couple days here. Well, it's going to be that sort of deal again where it just changes temperature like crazy. Alright, so after this, we'll do that little crossover center area. Now, theoretically, it would be easier for me to do all the hash marks in here, the, like, single strand bits, and then do this backstitching over the top of it. I think that would technically be easier, but I really like being able to weave in my ends to something, and having all these backstitches on here is just nice to weave in the back of. So we'll just have to deal with all the little stitches later. Actually, I'd like to start on all that today. So once we get around the outside of the bird, we will start the hash marks. I don't think I'm going to do the foot yet either. I kind of want to just get going on the cross hatching for funsies. We're going to have to pull a whole new bit of floss for that. All right, now we can jump back up here. Ooh, and we got all of your orders sent out today. So if you did order during the first day of our 40% off sale, it went out today. So your kits, all your 40% off kits will be at your door soon. And we're going to have that extra bonus again tonight if you order during the live or like 15 minutes or so after. And you order $20 or more, I will throw in a free mystery gift as well. I'm kind of tempted to, after this, using up this strand to start doing the cross hatching, but I think let's finish this whole outline first. So it at least looks like a bird and not like some weird slug anymore. Ooh, Cassie says, I want the beagle one. So the 40% off is on our clearance kits too, which includes the beagle. So that's part of the 40% off. Oh, you guys, I'm literally sweating in this sweatshirt. I cannot believe how warm it got today. Oh, we ate out, Jenna was over today, and we ate outside. And there were so many giant bumblebees flying around. There's a nest in the ground, and we know where it is. We've kind of blocked it off. but like there's literally like these 2 inch, or not 2 inch, like 1 inch tall. They took up 2 spaces on our like half-inch wire on our garden. That's why I was saying two. But yeah, so a full inch giant balls of flying fuzzles all over the yard. They're kind of fun to watch. I tried to take some photos of them, but I kept freaking out, so. Got a couple, I think. And then this evening, there had to be like 100 sparrows on our yard just doing winter prep. Alright, I think this is my last stitch. There we go. Let's weave that in, and we'll get a new piece right away. Oh, the aminals doing their fall prep. Okay, grab another piece from the skein. Another 24 inches or so. One. Cassie says I would freak out too. It's just because they're unpredictable. They'll just like be there, and then all of a sudden they're off again, and shooting right at you. So, but they're funny. They're just like, they look like cartoons almost. How big and floofy they are. We thought that there might actually be carpenter bees or like carpenter bumblebees or something. They didn't have like the gold and black stripes. They had a black back and then like a gold like thorax, I guess. But like a pale gold. Alright, let's start there again, and we'll just go around the outside here. But then I do want to switch to the single strand for a little bit, and we'll start getting in all the cross hatches. I'll probably start at his beak here, and then we'll do all these guys. I'm sure that'll take a few bits of floss. One, two, three. All right. So the reason for the sale, the kit sale, is that we are clearing out our kits because we're going to be replacing the fabric in all of it, all of the kits. So the lines will be a bit darker now, and they won't fade at all. So if you've been having trouble seeing the lines, and it's a brighter white fabric, so if you've been having trouble seeing the lines on this kind of unbleached fabric, that's going to change. So the lines are going to be much nicer now. So we're clearing the shelves so we can remake them all, basically. Actually, we might not even bring back all of the kits either. So some might just stay as like PDF patterns and not be kits anymore. We're going to make more of those kind of cuts, determinations as the next couple of weeks go by before October. Geez, I think I'm probably going to use a whole nother piece of floss to finish this outline. So like at this point, if I wasn't determined to finish the bird right now, I could just veer off to any of these other places with my floss here, just because it's all black, so I can just go wherever I want. I don't have to change colors or anything. It's kind of nice. It makes it stitching a whole lot more relaxing, actually. I think, or like, not, yeah, I mean, like, it makes it more chill because I'm not having to make, you know, any creative decisions really, except for like how big my stitch is, my next stitch, and where to go next, right? But I don't have to like add to that like color and what color should I do first and what area to do before another area. So those sort of decision making things go away, and that just like because of that it makes it pretty relaxing. Hi, Lapita. Hey, Barbara. Oh, it won't let you order? Robin, send an email to info@penguinandfish with the issue. We'll try and figure it out for sure. I'm not sure. Not sure why that would be, but we'll check it out. Sheila's asking, when will the new fabric be ready to sell? Will the new fabric be by the yard as well as the squares? Yes. So we will have the new fabric in the kits and also available as pre-cut squares like this. And by the yard. All that will happen like October 1st is the goal with that. But yes, so we'll still have our original fabric pre-cut as squares and by the yard, and then in addition to the old fabric, we'll have the new fabric by the yard and pre-cut. It says I have to authorize? Like at the checkout area? Or like at the, like after you've clicked checkout? Or like, that's, because, yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that more, Robin. So right at the checkout, like an error message comes up that says you need to have this authorized? I'm not quite sure why that would happen. I would try refreshing and putting in your info again. I don't know if that will do anything, but I'll try and look it up when we're done here. I can also, if that doesn't work, then send an email to info@penguinandfish with what you were wanting to order, and we'll get it like rung up basically. Arlene's saying, have you worked with the new fabric? Does it work up the same as this one? So it's a different color, and so it's white. It's like a bright bleached white, and it is a little different in that it's not quite as loosely woven as the muslin here, this unbleached cotton. So it's not stiff, but it's just more tightly woven. So like when you put your needle through, you'll hear that like pop, like boop, where your needle's gone through a little louder. But it is stitchable still. It's not. I don't think it's quite as tightly woven as Well, I mean, it might be. It's going to be a little bit closer to like a quilting weight fabric. But theoretically, there shouldn't be any trouble like pulling the needle through or anything like that. And it's not like canvas or anything like that. So it feels similar, but it's just a little tighter weave, and then it's a white fabric. But the design is like as thin as as the design is here, but you'll be able to see the lines better, and it won't, like, the more you handle it, that's not going to matter. You'll still be able to see the lines. They're not gonna like fade or come off the more that you handle it. Oh, it says it'll send a code to your phone? Huh. Yeah, I would try, Robin, I would try maybe just backing out and trying it again. I'm wondering if it might be trying to do like a phone number like SMS text sort of thing, and um you shouldn't have to do that, I don't think. But I'll let Jenna know for sure, and we can figure that out. But yeah, thanks for letting me know for sure. Will the new fabric work for the ABC quilt? Um, if you've already well, it will. So like if you want to use like the more bright white, the new fabric for the ABC quilt, you can. The transfers will still transfer to it, just like how we're doing with this fabric. It will be white though. It'll be a different color. So if you've already started the ABC quilt, let me snip this. I would recommend, and you're already using the tan or this unbleached fabric, we'll still have this available, the exact same fabric. So I would, if you've already started the quilt, the ABCs with this fabric, I would just, I would continue to use that fabric. Oh my god, I think I just pulled the thread out again. Nope, we're good. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to continue with the ABC collection using the unbleached. But if you haven't started yet and you want to use the white, which is our new stuff, yeah, it should absolutely work. See if I have that nearby. I don't. I do have an example of the like comparing the old fabric to the new fabric with a print on it, so I'll be able to share that probably later this week. I just don't have it within reach here. All right, boop. That's all we have there. Yeah, PayPal's definitely an option. I don't know what the authorize thing is. That seems, I'm a little confused at that, but Jenna might know. So at the latest, we can figure it out by tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely write down what you wanted, and the time. So just so we can take it off inventory and stuff. What is on the back here? Oh, there is a fuzzle back there. Okay, so I'm kind of wondering, do I finish this line here, or do I start doing all the cross-hatching? And I kind of want to start doing the cross-hatching. Because I think at worst, I could, later, I could finish this line and then kind of jump up to here without restarting a thread, and then continue up here, I think. Yeah, so let's do the single strands now for a little. All right, and I'm going to just, I have the 3 left over here. I'm going to just pull my strands from there, because I'm sure we'll use them. All right, So there's 2 strands left in there now, and I got my single strand here. And I think I said before we'd start up at the beak, so I think that's good. Let's still do that. So now this is where it's going to be a hair tricky, because we are going to try and come like underneath these stitches that we already have here. Oh, you wanted to do the Apple Pay. I wonder if you have to be logged into your Apple account or something. I'm not positive how that works exactly off the top of my head. Oh, Jenna said I'm just popping in. What do I know? Robin's trying to pay on the site and through Apple Pay, and it's saying, oh, not the Apple. Oh, the Apple Pad, or not Apple Pay. Oh. The car. Okay. Robin's trying to check out, but it's saying it's coming up with like a needs to be authorized sort of something or another. So, so Robin, if you do put that in that info at email, then we can check it out. All right. So for all these little crosshatch lines, sometimes they're crosshatched like where they're going in 2 directions, and then other times they're just like lines, single like parallel lines, like in the beak and in the leaves. In all cases, I'm using just a single strand and 1 big stitch. You could do like smaller stitches in here because this is a 1 big line, but I just think it looks cool with 1 big line, so that's what I've been doing. But if you're doing this on like a tea towel or something and you don't want, toe catchers, then you might want to like back stitch them a little bit more. But tonight I'll just be doing big lines, and I'm just going back and forth here. I'm already they're not all that parallel, but I think it's still gonna look cool. So I'm trying to come up like right next to, or just right underneath the back stitches. Which is a little tricky. I think it'll be easier once we get over here. Okay, last little baby stitch there. And now they're basically mirrored over on this side. Oh, this just adds so much fun, like, texture. Oh, I missed who said hi over there with all the fun emojis. Oh, Noeline, nice to see you. Oh, you can't see the wing thing, as Cassie says, I can't see the wing things. Our wing is anything other than a slug now. I know, I've just been calling it a slug, so now it's the slug arm. Slug wing. I think once we get some more of that texture in his belly. I think that'll look good. done in here. Alright, I'm kind of tempted to just like cross directly across his face. I'm gonna crawl behind the stitches here. That makes me too nervous. So I'm gonna just go up here, travel behind these stitches till I get to like the ones on his, like the back of his head there. There we go. So let's see, how should I do this? Kind of wondering, like I could do all the ones in this direction and then come back and do all the other ones, but I think I'll just get them as I go down. I'm not going to worry about like which one's over which, like that the ones going up this way are on top of the ones going this way. I'm not going to worry about any of that. If they switch in the middle, I think that's fine. I'm going to just fill in the line and just, that's good enough. We'll see how that goes at least. So I'm going to go here, and this is what I mean. I'm going to go right up to this one, and this one crosses over there. Then maybe I'll come back up to this guy. Do a little crisscross dance. Oh yeah, Robin, Jenna said she would take a look at it if it's still being weird. Alright, but now I'm down a little far, so I'm going to have to work my way back up, I guess. Be in a weird spot. Oh well, that's just how it's gonna go. I'm not gonna have the perfect path figured out. Alright, now I'm just gonna jump down to here. Up and get some of these crisscrosses. And we're going to be out of thread soon already. This is looking cute though. This is fun. Ooh, Arlene says, shivering, it's cold there. You know, I was excited for it getting a little cooler out. And it was just like, oh god, it's so hot out today. But you know what? It's still nice to have a toasty, warm day still. I'm not mad at it. That's for sure. So ideally, I would end my floss on the edge here, so I can weave in my end. to the backs of the back stitches. So that's sort of the plan, I suppose. After a few more stitches. Yeah, I think I can get a couple more maybe. But hey, we got pretty far down the side here. Ooh, that next one over there is really long. I think I can get two of these sort of mid-long ones. There, and one coming back the other way, and then we'll weave it in. There we are. There, it's coming together. It's kind of cute. All right, let's weave in the end. Ooh, I'm about to lose that floss. There we go. Oh, Linda says this is my most favorite pattern of the month. Thank you. Oh, this is like a fave for sure for me too. I'm really happy with this one. And I think it would have been fun if we did it in color too, but we hadn't done one of these like one color ones for a while. And, you know, for holiday stuff, that's kind of a classic look. So I'm like, you know what? I think this is going to be the one. Okay, looking cute. All right, let's get another piece of thread here. I think we'll definitely use both of these threads that we got left here. Shoop. Okay. Ooh, you're gonna have a bunch of rain, Noeline says. Oh, Arlene's asking, Alyssa, under what circumstances would you be more particular what stitches go over the tops of others? So for me, I am most particular about it when there's something that clearly should be behind something else. Let's see, what's an example of that? This one's pretty flat. So like, for example, like this wing, this maybe isn't a great example, but this wing theoretically is in front of this leaf, right? So if this was a different color, it'd be able to be seen a lot more. I would do the leaf first because that stitch on the leaf, like going up where it meets the wing, that end is going to be pretty visible. So if I cross over that with a stitch from the wing, it's gonna automatically feel like that wing is in front of that leaf, if that makes sense. Versus if I stitched the wing first and then I had like this little bit of leaf sticking out on top of that wing, then that leaf is gonna look like it's in front of the wing, but physically that can't happen, right? Because the leaf isn't growing out of the wing. The leaf is actually behind the wing, and then the rest of the stem is somewhere behind the body of the bird, right? So I definitely, if that makes sense, I definitely like doing things that are further back, or at least having that one stitch to give the impression that I've crossed over the thing that's in the back. So that's the main thing I'm thinking about as far as what stitches go over the tops of others. And other than that, I'm not sure it would come into play for me unless I was doing something specifically for that. So like, for example, like maybe I wanted like the inside of, I don't know really why I do this, but like, let's just say I wanted the inside of a flower. So like the circle inside the flower, I wanted to do that satin stitch or something. And then I wanted to put little French knots on top of it or something. Or like a strawberry. Like let's say we're stitching a strawberry and we want it all satin stitched or short and long stitch. And then I'd put the like French knots on top. So that would be a case where I wouldn't do the French knots first. theoretically. So I guess that would be like where it'd be obvious in the design. Um, yeah, so theoretically I could be stitching these on top of the line that I already stitched. Um, and since it's all black, you probably wouldn't be able to tell a lot. But if it was a different color, because that stitch, the back stitch is like raised off of the surface too, if I'm going to be putting a stitch up on top of that, then that stitch is going to kind of be in the air a tiny bit too. And I'm not sure I would want that effect of it being like up higher. I want this to feel flat, and then the outline to be like poofy next to it. So in that case, theoretically, it would have been easier for me to do all these first, all the cross hatching first, and then stitch this on top. But like I'm erring on the side of just being able to see the bird and having backs of stitches to weave in. So me being able to weave in the backs of the stitches is like winning versus me easily being able to make these look behind. So if that makes sense, hopefully. Oh yeah, Sheila says that there is some examples from like the garden project. So our last embroidery of the month, that was like a key thing we had to think about a lot, because it was that garden where a lot of things were behind other things that would have looked weird. Like it would have looked weird if we would have put like had a tree and then the fence. If we accidentally did the tree in front of the fence, then the tree would have looked like it was in the garden, but not really, because the bottom of it would still look like look like it's outside the garden. It would have been this weird optical illusion. So by just being mindful of what's in front of something else, that's kind of like the order, or like stitching, or where one stitch looks like it's on top of another stitch. Especially like where one stitch ends and then the other stitches cross over. All right, where are we at? I kind of wanted to get this long one here, but we're jumping way far down along the line here. Boop. Ooh, but maybe going back and forth here can get me back to the top. Kind of a fun little puzzle of how to stitch these. There we go. Now I can cut over to this guy. And then cut over to here. I think I'm going to jump all the way back up here. This is kind of fun. This crosshatch, I like the look of it. So I'm, like I said, I'm kind of happy. I'm not worried about like what one goes underneath another one for this. Like I didn't do all the ones going from bottom to top, or like from left to right, you know, lower to upper that way. I didn't do all those first and then come back and do these other ones. I'm just kind of going willy-nilly, and I think that's working out just fine. Ooh, okay, we're going way down here with this one. Oh, Sheila says the bird really looks sweet. I think it's turning out nice. I wanted to finish the bird today. He was looking weird yesterday. With just the wing. Some leaves popping out of the wing. Definitely gonna need another strand of floss though before this is done. Probably need it before we get to the tail. I don't think I've missed any of them yet. Keep thinking I'm gonna miss one. And theoretically, so like stitching the thing that comes behind first, I mean, in that case, the bird should have maybe been done last because the bird is like the thing that's the most forward. But sometimes you just want to stitch the main thing, so so now I'm gonna have to like tuck the end of my stitch underneath these other stitches. So I'm kind of doing the opposite of what I said I usually do for this, but just because I wanted to stitch the bird. I think just two more here, and then it's to the tail. Let's see how much thread we have left here. Wondering if I should start fresh on the tail. Oh, we got enough for a couple more stitches. Actually, this isn't that far of a jump. We'll go here. Oh yeah, we got the rest of the tail to do on that edge too. Can't forget that. Probably won't do that tonight though. Let's see, can we get like 3 more stitches out of here? Let's go for it. Harleen says you're moving right along on this guy. Yeah, that's why I wanted to just work on, like, focus on the bird instead of, like, splaying out everywhere like I did last night, because I just, like, makes me feel like I got a lot done when I have, like, a character out of the way. After that, we'll just start filling in everything else willy-nilly. Alright, I think that's good for that thread. Let's weave that in. And we got one more out here yet. So I think we'll just go through that piece of floss and probably call it a day after that. Alright, last single piece sitting around here. I think I'll just weave it in while I'm right here. Two. Three. It does go speedy when you use just the one color. It really does shimmy sham things along. You could do this with all 3 strands too. You wouldn't have to switch to one strand, but it would just be like really thick, almost not quite satin stitchy, but it would be a much more dense area here. Oops. It's tough to try and get underneath those other stitches. There. Arlene says, I think 3 strands would take away from his wings. I agree. The wings right now are just, I think the densest part, just a little bit more than this. Just because it uses the 3 strands and it's that other stitch. Other angled one. A little bit left, just the little tail tips. Where'd I end up there? Oh, at the bottom. Okay. Let's do this one. All the way across. Basically all these are all the way across, but let's get this long one yet. Here, and I think I'm going to start the bottom one, because then when I get the other 2 I'll be up a little higher and easier to jump to that other, I almost said leaf, that other tail feather. Couple little going up here, and the bird hash marks are done, except for like the foot there. And I'm now realizing why it would have been good to have these stitches done already, because I could have traveled up there to get these lines, but I actually don't think I'd have enough thread for all those lines. So I think we'll just weave in this end. And I think we'll start with some fat stitches again, some of our back stitches. Then we'll come back to filling in these hash marks again. But we got the hash marks on the cross hatching on the bird done, and that makes me happy, so he's more bird-like tonight. Alright, so I'm going to weave in the end, and then I'll prep some thread for tomorrow. I'm kind of wondering if I should finish the tail, and then kind of hop up here, so like go in the backs of some of these stitches, and then like continue this whole like motif up to there. I think I'm going to end up like having to get a new piece of thread, and then like barely using any and being in like a dead end, but that's fine. We can always cut it and weave in somewhere else. So that means we would like finish this whole half, and then we can focus the rest of the time on that half. I kind of like that idea. So, all right, I'm going to weave in the end. So yeah, tomorrow we'll finish that right side. I don't think that'll be that difficult, and we'll get going on the pumpkin when that's done, and I think this is going super duper fast, and we got a little, this is plenty of thread for some cross hatching later, so I'm going to save that. And then let's grab some floss already. Since we have a few minutes left, let's get prepped for tomorrow so we can just speed demon it tomorrow. Skip all the prep. So pop the top. Let's get our 3 strands. Yeah, not having that tail finish is going to bother me, so we'll do that first up tomorrow. I think I might even weave in the end and come up for our first stitch. And we're really ahead for tomorrow. We can just pick up the needle and start stitching. That's going to be good. In that case, I might throw the needle minder on here too. Let's just do that now. You can hang out over there, I think. Boop. All right, yeah, I was going to weave in there. A little hard to weave in that close to the edge. Oops, see. We're going to come down this way. Close to the edge of the hoop. I gotta kind of get working back up that way. Alright, back down, and we will come up for our first little back stitch for tomorrow. Boop! There we go. All right, so we are all set for tomorrow. I feel much better about the bird, his progress tonight, so feeling good. All right, you guys. So there we are. He's a little less slug-like tonight. I think he's looking cute. So we will finish. Let's see. If your strand right now was longer, could you add 2 strands and finish the tail? That's not a bad idea. I could have just, let's see, I could have had like the ends of 2 strands kind of hang out and then put those 2 with the 3rd strand and then stitch. You're right, I could do that and then weave in the end and then like come back to the 2. I don't think I had enough, I didn't have any thread cut anymore for that, but if I would have had like some excess thread laying around for that, that would have been a good idea, Arlene. I like that. All right, so we'll finish the whole right half of this, I think, tomorrow pretty easily, and let's see, Wednesday tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. I don't think we'll have any problem finishing this by Friday. I think we're at a nice clip right now, so I think I don't think that should change. So awesome. Yay! All right, you guys, I will let the mystery gift thing go for another about 20 minutes or 15 minutes or so. That's where if you spend $20 or more in the shop, I will just throw in a free mystery gift. We just look at the timestamp, so you don't need to put it in your cart or anything. And then also, it is the embroidery kit sale. We also released a new kit yesterday, the caramel apple, which is perfect for fall here now, and that also has the 40% off on it. So cool. Thanks again, everyone. Your orders went out today if you ordered yesterday for the sale, and I'll try and get the next ones out as fast as I can too. So thanks again, everyone. I'll see you here tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Good night.